How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more Historic Brawl. Today, we are checking out a Sol'kanar deck, and normally we don't look at this screen first, but the plan's crazy, so I think we might as well give it a go. So the ideal is Forced Fruition base. Forced Fruition 6-mana enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player draws 7 cards. So we want to donate this to our opponent. And we have a few ways of doing that. We can do an Harmless Offering. Probably the easiest, most efficient way. Then we can also exchange it. We'll go to the less likely version. So we can Mycosynth Lattice to True Polymorph or Fateful Handoff it. Like, those are options. Then we have the Trickster-God Heist. That's the other exchange one I was looking for. So we have a lot of options, or at least a few options, to get it on our opponent's side of the board. And after we get it on our opponent's side of the board, we cast spells into it until we find our Oracle. Thassa's Oracle. And we play our Thassa's Oracle in the game. That's the plan. We will hop into the games and see if it actually works. I will be back in a bit. We immediately hit game 1. We're up against Smeagol. Helpful guide. Should be a good matchup. We got the Trickster-God Heights. We just need to find the thing, which is gonna be difficult, but you know, we might be able to get there. Mana Flare, I talked about this a little bit in a previous episode. It's our new mana doubler, but it's symmetrical. So it'll double our opponent's mana too, which is not great, but acceptable if we have an advantage over opponent, like drawing 7 cards every time we cast a spell. And I wanted to have a home somewhere because it's a cool card in concept. So it was made back when the rules of Magic were different. Back then, if you had mana in your mana pool that was unspent at the end of a phase, you would take damage for that mana that was unspent. So if you had 3 mana left over, for some reason, you would take 3 damage, and it was called, what do you call it? I don't remember. I didn't play back then, but it was in an old Magic video game that I played by Micropose. One is attacking us for 1. And they're very tanky about it. I don't know why. That's what a fun Strixhaven character. I know my Magic the Gathering characters. We will not be playing our Mana Flare. That would be bad. We need to actually have an advantage if we play it. We currently don't have. Shark? When we draw land, we can go to Tide. If not, we might Mana Flare, but I really don't want to. It would solve my mana problems, but it would also... yeah, it would also just hurt a lot. I don't really want an Hour of Devastation, so we'll Nyx Full Tide? Or Inexorable? I do not know, man. That's in the deck because one of the card advantages that we have is the One Ring. I thought that if we were casting a bunch of spells, we were proliferating a lot, We could proliferate our own One Ring and then donate it. We have a spare donate in hand. Because one of the downsides of filling your deck with swap/donate cards is that if what you're trying to swap/donate is no longer an option, you're kind of just dead cards, right? So having a backup thing that you would swap is itself valuable, right? One has one ringed. Yeah. Hit one. We will increase the damage on their One Ring. Loses 2 life, we gain 2 life. So now every card they draw costs 2 life. 1 is exponentially bad for our opponent. And if the card draw gets too far out of hand, just they do draw cards for the number of counters, so maybe forcing them to lose a bunch of life isn't a good plan, but I don't know. With Sol'kanar on the battlefield, we can attack and actually force through damage anyways. Rude. What are we taking? Rude. Big action. To do. We'll give our opponent infinite mana to work with their infinite card draw. Our deck, in a way, is built around making our opponent draw a bunch of cards. Oh. Maybe that's the plan? Ew. Playing that into removal bit. Cool sus. This backfired horribly. Have we inexhaustible guided ourselves to death? Do we get a Vorinclex, or do we just get rid of Vorinclex? That's the question, I think. Ah. Blue. That as expected. We won't help our opponent out this time. Let's kill Smeagol. This turned into quite a long game one. Both drowning. When I say we both, our opponent has kind of drowned in card advantage. We have kind of drowned it in mana. But opponent also did that. Having double mana does mean we get to cast our commander more often. But our opponent also gets to cast their commander more often. And theirs is slightly cheaper. Bell Stinger. Doesn't our opponent just brawl themselves to death? I don't know anymore, man. Ew. It was all about losing life. We need a wrath. We have a few. The only big one I think we're missing is blood money. Because I kind of forgot about it. But we should have most of. We have all the good blue wrath. We have a couple of red wrath. But we play Oracle of the Alpha. You know, just in case. We ramp that up. Get down our Burnished Hart. We ramp that up. So now they go down to 11 on their upkeep. I mean, the deck's plan was to murder somebody with a janky plan, and like murdering somebody with their own one ring is janky. It's probably better done with an Narset on the battlefield. And just letting them have the guards. But, you know, whatever. We work with the tools we have, and we don't have an Narset. I'll also have access to 6 more mana next turn that I didn't have last turn. So I'm probably just dead, if being fully honest. Ring has been tempting. Yeah, we're dead. We block 2. The 7 and the 6, and then we take 8 and 3. Blocking the 8 was trampled. GG. Well, we can do one more, but if we end up in a very long game, this could be a 40. That's fine though. Sometimes fine. We didn't really get to see the plan in action. We saw a plan, but it wasn't a good plan. Boy, the games are popping off, aren't they? That was quick queuing. Keep. Our goal with the Crucius. We don't need 2 blue. But to say, I saw the Rona Wandering synergy during the last video, and I kind of just slotted it in decks that can hold it now because cool. That's really cool. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for Forced Fruition. So Cruz is probably gonna end his. Yeah, that makes sense, opponent. Goodbye, Hour of Devastation. Good old Ristic Study. What do you think about that, opponent? Not a fan, I see. Mana player? Choose online from their hand. Okay. On the bottom. My Burnished Heart. Monster. Well, let's shuffle up. Put down our boy. Sol'kanar the Tainted. An elemental demon. 8. I think we're gonna draw a card. We need to find our Forced Fruition and then turn it into an artifact. We need to find 2 very specific cards in our deck. There's no way of searching. Aha. Take down this. And how about a Rona? Rona's cool. And Buccaneer goes to locking. Put down that damage so we don't die. If they play 1 fairy, we lose the game. So no. Take action. Draw a card. Always good to draw a card. We do need to find an answer now, or the fairies will murder us. No. Rack that Mind Stone. That is not an answer. Also not an answer. We lose the game. Very sad. Very sad. We might as well... Wind our opponent. An Orrery. And we didn't lose any life this... So... Doesn't do it. GG. Right to 3. Where we're going, we don't need lands. Or this was going to be a long game based off the previous game. Turns out, no. Not even in the slightest. GG, opponent. Well, if you enjoyed today's game, and you want to see more games like it, remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.